Hello there, and welcome to another narrated video. Today's episode we're going to be visiting my DSS, or Derivius Space Station. Quite an elaborate space station indeed. Many modules have been docked to it since I worked out how to do the docking procedure. Anyway, let's quickly run you through how to do it. First things first, you want your docking section, or DSS in this case, to be about here. Right now, it's on the other side of Kerbin, so we'll time warp, shall we? Little probe, Sat1. Alrighty, and there we go. That looks healthy. Alright, SAS on, and let's go. Now, it's been a little while since I've flown this particular craft. I'm fairly sure this needs to throttle up to just under 100,000. And then it will push itself across after that. Let's see how it goes. As you can see, it's following my traditional triple boosted design, which I seem to carry along with most of my rocket designs. Very overkill brute force approach. Okay. And she is climbing. Boy, is she climbing. I do like fast rockets. Now then. Pew! And that does look fantastic. Alright, how's apoapsis? So as I said, I want this to be just under 100,000. Because as I continue to burn across here horizontally, it will still increase the apoapsis somewhat. I don't want it to go too far. I mean, the DSS will catch up quite quickly at this rate. Alrighty, let's say 95, we'll stop at that. There we are, 96. Okay. Successful burn. Let's see, we're just going to go up for a little bit here. I'm then going to push my craft to face east. We are. Lovely indeed. Get her into position. There we are. Lovely. RCS really does help. Okay. Now if I bring back to our orbit view, we should see... Yes. Oh, nice. I'll wait till I slow down just a little bit, and now I believe a full throttle burn. Now this is a heinously inefficient way to do this. Absolutely heinous. We'll set this as a target now, and we'll see if we'll start doing some of the tricky, annoying maneuver stuff, which is what's involved with docking to something. So these little intersect positions come up here, and I'll explain more about those in a moment. It's essentially similar to your normal target tool with a planet, where this is where I will be, this is the closest point the DSS will be. I really don't want that to go much more than 100,000 if I can, so we'll just time up a little bit more as she's beginning to catch up again. Nice. Okay. I want this to be as close to the horizon as possible. Alright. Continue our burn again. Hopefully plenty of fuel on the beast. Certainly plenty of Delta V, as you can certainly see there. Now we'll bring this to just under 100,000. I did the burn here again. That's starting to spread out a bit more than I would like. Yeah, goes here. DSS is starting to catch up now as well. We'll move into a pro-grade position, shall we? The SAS should be able to do the vast majority of the work for us now. Okay, well, we're going to get a good intersect there. Now we'll just bring this to about... Yes, that looks quite happy there. Now you'll see you generally get two of these target positions, one on opposite ends of the orbit, and that just shows if you're getting closer or farther away each time. As you can see here, I'm going to come in quite nicely. Let's have a better look. Intersect at 113, and that's the target position there. And the intersect here, well, it's 127, so it's a bit farther on. What I want to do next is I want to move, of course, to our descending node, which is over here. It's quite crucial we get the descending node to 0 degrees. That way you know you've got the correct line up. Yes. Descending node, go up. There we go, that should help a bit there. Alright, we'll move into our maneuver position. And wait until we get to our descending node, and almost there. Still in maneuver position. Alrighty, very, very close anyway. And we will do a little bit of a burn, shall we? Hopefully we will bring this ascending node down. No, it's going up, it seems then. Okay, interesting. Well, I think we've sort of missed our maneuver node a bit there. But the good thing is you get just so many attempts with the orbit. If you don't do it this attempt round, you can do it the next attempt round. It just really comes down to how patient you are. And as you've probably seen from other videos of me, not very. Alright, well, let's see if we can reduce it a little bit from keeping it at this point here. There we are. Now you can definitely see that's dropping. 8, 4. It will of course move across as you begin to reduce it. 7, 6, 5. So you're going to keep going? Nope, no, that's as far as it will go there. Okay, no problem. Now, as you can see here, the target's going to be just behind me. So what I want to do is slightly increase my periapsis over here. Well, actually, we'll do it here. We'll do it at our apoapsis here, so that way it's a bit more efficient. And we'll do a slight. Oh, actually, hang on. 71. 70. Oh, this is beautiful. So if we adjust that, oh, where's she gone? Disappeared. There we are. 25. Well, that's getting very close. 24. 6. Oh, 10. Alright, we've moved away again. 7. 7.1. 6.8. This is mainly because of not getting our ascending and descending node perfectly at 0 before. We're always going to have a degree of inaccuracy at this point. But it doesn't matter. 5.6 is very close. Now we'll get back into our maneuver position. Fantastic. And I want to be reasonably accurate, I suppose, in where I do this burn. In fact, we're quite close to our descending node already at this point, so we probably can kill the remaining tilt from this point. Anyway, I will close that off there. And 5, 4, nope. Well, I don't think it's going to get much closer than that. Test our descending node again. See, going up and move back to our maneuver position. Okay. Triangle it is. Probably should have done this a wee bit closer. So I'm just going to manually move up to the triangle here. And do a slight burn, shall we? 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright, so based on that, our orbit should be quite lined up, and our intersection is 3.7 kilometers. That is fantastic. I'm very happy with that. Alright, what we're going to do now, we'll time warp over to our periapsis. Oh, not maneuver, sorry. Warp. Now, 3.7 kilometers, we could probably just do a transfer maneuver to close that off. But we'll do a little bit more of a burn over here, just in case anyway. Fantastic. Time warp complete. Alright, now, I believe we're going to end up going slightly faster than we'd probably want. So let's just see, it's going back, fix that. No. Oh, 1.6. There you go, hold on nice and slowly. Oh, left in there. 1.2. 2. It's being so touchy there. 0.7. Look, you have got to, I've got to be happy with that, surely. Get into our maneuver position, and it's really a 1 minute burn of Delta V? Well, I'm very dubious of that. There is no way this craft will want to burn for a whole minute to do that. Oh, the node is in a minute. Oh, of course, yep. Sorry, I don't know why I thought otherwise then. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What was that then? 3. Whoop. Alright, well it appears that was already too much of a burn. We've now pushed it farther out than it was before. Okay. This is the frustrating parts. 5.6. 4.1. Well, it's achievable to fix it. 3.7 and 2.5 and 4.2. 3.5. 2.9. 2. 2.4. Let's have a little play a bit, shall we? I don't really want the 2 intersects, although the second intersect of 1.4 is way closer, so why not? Let's do it. It's more traditional, the more intersects that you end up doing. So you got to be very careful with these burns. The amount of delta V this craft produces, you can easily offshoot anything you're attempting to do. In fact, even the RCS alone is enough to produce some form of delta V to affect it in this position. As you can see there, it's drifting across there, and that's simply from the RCS alone. Now, if I close him off, gentle burn. There we go. She is coming down, and 1 kilometer. Anyway, let's have a look how this goes. So as you can see, our DSS is very close at this point. Now that is our first intersect here. Telling me I'm going to be within 2.5 k's. The next one is going to be at 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is a much healthier one than 2.5. Both of which are certainly usable. The setting node is still 0. Great. Alright. Now then, as you can see here, our target position has changed to orange because the purple one represents your second intersect. And our first one here. Now here's what we do here. As long as you're set to target, you must be set to target mode here. Then when you go into your retrograde position, this speed here is the difference between you and your target. Obviously we're going faster than that. I mean, you can tell here, if I remove the target, yeah, we're 2200 meters per second in orbit. Surface speed, but target speed is the all-important one. That is for certain. Now what we do here is I want to get as close to this intersect position as possible, and we want to kill this to 0. This number must be 0. That tells me there is no speed difference between me and the DSS. Well, we better get into that retrograde position quite quickly, actually. It's getting away from us, and there we go. Well, anyway, I shall just do a gentle burn, shall I, at this position here, as we slowly kill that target speed. I probably should have got into position a bit quicker before. Oh, nope, I'm drifting away again. This is not going too well, as long as I can keep that as close to 0 as possible. These are all very, very weak burns, so I'm sure we can fix ourselves up a bit here. As I said, it's that RCS that really throws you off. Alright, get into that retrograde position again. And we really need this speed set to 0 at this point here. See how the RCS is enough to really distort this. It gives you an idea of how little delta V is required for these maneuvers at this point. Now then, gentle, gentle, and up. I start going back up again there. Alright, I think this is close enough. I mean, we virtually killed it. Alright, what I'm going to do at this point here is we're now going to jettison this gigantic, inconvenient, cumbersome craft off. Beautiful. And I've got lots of little boosters on me here. We're still in a retrograde position. We are not. Oh, I don't think I have SAS equipped on this final section here, because it does not really want to move into a retrograde position. Doesn't matter so much. I mean, I'll turn the RCS off because it's going to sort of cause us problems at this point. And I forgot I didn't have the SAS module on this section of the craft. Anyway. Okay, now let's just have a little bit of a throttle. Now these are much, much weaker engines, which is really, honestly, what you want for this kind of manoeuvring. Alright, look, we're 0.1 away, that's perfect. We should be able to see the DSS at this point here. Now then, there she is. Fantastic. Alright, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually aim at our target now, which will be this little dot here. Fantastic. And we're 860 meters away from the DSS, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alright, let's increase our speed and let's start heading. We want the yellow circle and the pink dot to line up. So, if you chase just above it, it'll bring it back in line. Now, of course, we are orbiting around Kerbin, so that will come out of alignment. We'll time warp as we increase our speed towards it. And here we go. We're heading towards the DSS. As you can see here, starting to drift away now. Move back to our target position here. Move just above the dot. Now I'll increase the speed in which we can get to it there. In fact, we're actually going quite fast when you think about it now. I will want to kill this velocity quite quickly soon. And that's sort of how you do this. Alright, now my craft is happy to go into a retrograde position. I believe it's because our speed was just far too low before. We weren't able to move into any form of retrograde. Now, at 9 meters per second, that is absolutely boosting for a docking speed. We don't want to dock that fast. I want to kill some of that off straight away. Maybe bring it to like a 4. Maybe even less than 4. She's not far away, that's for certain. Like a 2. Alright, next step is to work out where are we going to dock. I believe up here where my other space... Do I have 2 planes attached to this already? This will be our 3rd plane we've attached, so... Anyway, that'd be quite interesting. Getting quite close now as well. Just wait till we move in a bit closer, and then we will kill our target velocity again. In fact, we'll do that right now, shall we? Yes, we are definitely close enough. Okay. Keep our retrograde position, and let's kill this down to a 0 again. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's perfect. Okay. Now then, where's this light? Find a nice docking port, shall we? There we go, there's one. I'm going to set that as our target. That dock specifically. Now we're going to move into our docking stage here. Pull our RCS on. We want to go into a rotational degree. Hit space to change between linear and rotational modes. Well, looks like the Kraken is slowly getting its way to the DSS. It has way too many stages on it, to say the least. Okay. Will she fall apart before I even get there? She far from looks happy. Alright, anyway, here's what we do. We want to line ourselves up now. Let's say the craft is about to explode. We need to do an emergency rescue of our people. Alright, now using just RCS, you line yourself up like that. Rotational mode. This is how you push yourself this way. Yes. Okay, now back to linear movements. Linear movements will allow us to move across this way, of course. Now then. Can be a bit tricky getting used to these controls. There we go, push yourself with the RCS. Only use RCS to move at this point. Alright. Now this is quite tedious, this last little bit. It's sort of about lining ourselves on correctly. Now when we get enough speed, we should be able to set ourselves as the anti-target position. Another point of advice is only ever do one direct movement at a time. You can see this one here, I'm moving across this direction. I would not want to confuse myself. Do not move diagonally at any stage while docking. It is actually quite difficult. It's all about killing your velocity again. Now I want to just keep doing this until I am nicely lined up with the central shaft of my incredibly wibbling wobbling DSS. But there's about 16 stages docked to this thing at this point, so I mean it's, you know, far from a less than ambitious project. Anyway, we'll begin slowing ourselves down now. As you can see, the 1.8 was more than fast enough. Oh, we'll get ourselves lined up here. We'll get ready to kill that target velocity. A little bit more. It's hard to tell when you're lined up, mainly because of the insane amount of wiggle the DSS seems to undergo at this stage. It's really since I added the last few modules that began doing that. Alright, we're going to get that down to 0. Yes. We're at now 0. Here's what we want to do now. I want to move up. Yep. Moving upwards now. Bring that to about 1 meter per second. And as you can see here, we've got the anti-target maneuver thing here. Well, eventually we're going to get that lined up with us. As you can see, it's slowly getting closer towards us. Yes. Yes, she is. Again, it's all about lining up just one direction at a time. Alright, I'm going to begin slowing our descent now. She's almost lined up. That 2 dots have always met. Yes. No. Maybe. Getting there. That's going to be close enough. Okay. And we've killed that velocity there a bit. I don't want to be moving up at all anymore. Oops. Moving down a bit now, apparently. That's okay. It's close enough. Alright. Let's move towards the showers. Control for a reverse band. Always place RCS everywhere in your craft. Now, I want this little X with the circle to line up with that pink dot. That will tell me I'm heading exactly where I want. So I want to click, for example, where is my anti-target? There we are. We want to stay lined up anti-target. Now staying lined up anti-target should mean we will continue the way we want. We'll slow down a bit. That's actually coming in quite fast. Oopsie. And I want that yellow dot to be lined up with the pink. You don't even have to look at the craft. Just look at the dots. Pink dot and the yellow dot. Make sure they appear to be lined up at all times. I'd say I'm coming in quite fast here. Maybe I'll slow it down to about 0.6 or something. Now then, you can really see the wibble wobble here. Keep the dot lined up. She's wiggling and wobbling, and I'm hoping it will wiggle back just as I want. Let's kill that speed, shall we? Will the magnets grab me? You can see the magnets trying to. Oh. Now I better switch into a rotational mode actually and push ourselves up a bit. My God, look at that wiggle. But the magnet seems like it's doing almost all the work now. In fact, as she's getting closer, I'm just going to let it do its own thing for a moment here. Seems like it's... I'm going to turn the RCS off, in fact. I think it's sort of just pulling itself away at this point. Look at that wobble. My God. Now, you generally won't have this problem docking a traditional craft. I mean, let's turn the RCS back on. It's just not happening here. And we'll switch off the anti-target there. Stop it actually moving. You can definitely see it just does not want to dock. Oh, but there, is that going to get it? Oh. Oh, so close. Let's just push it a bit harder, shall we? Crash it right in. Oh, this looks good. Turn SAS and RTS off for a moment. She's struggling. She really does not want to kiss there, does she? There! It's done! Success! She has docked. Alrighty then. Now you can see there is our crew there. Now let's see, where is another crew member in our DSS, which is absolutely huge. You can see now why it's always got so much lack of control. I mean, it's absolutely massive, this thing. Absolutely massive. That would be about the 16th stage I've probably docked to it at this point. And I'm actually really impressed with this thing. I mean, there's just panels galore. It's not necessarily the most lined up craft. I mean, this was me learning to dock in the process as well. Well, anyway, where were we? We have now successfully landed here. We have our crew cabin, crew quarters. There is a Kerbal there, and I believe there is another Kerbal somewhere. What about this door here? No. I can assure you there are Kerbals in there somewhere. What about this hatch here? Several pilots and a scientist. What about him? He's the... We'll EVA this guy, shall we? Oh no, he has... Pathfinder Elliot. Shall EVA Elliot, where is he? He is on the bottom plane, so we will board here. Alright, so what I will now do then is remove that menu. And I will transfer Maya into, I believe it was this one here that had two. Yes, we have two of them in here. Okay, we're now going to control from here. And I will now undock. Okay. We have now picked up our crew from the SES. Turn RCS on and let's blast away a little bit. Beautiful. Successfully docked with the DSS. Picked up another Kerbal. The SS is handling much better now. I believe it's because we had the SAS turned on it before. things at this size, they don't like SAS. Just leave them to do their own thing. Absolutely beautiful. So as you can see, we'll slowly disappear from it now. Alright. Now it's a matter of moving into our retrograde position, which is not too far away. Yeah. And this is when we start doing some pretty cool burns here. Alright, we're back to staging mode then. Yep. Periapsis is certainly plummeting now. We'll bring that right down then, shall we? As we now begin to say goodbye to the DSS. Goodbye, DSS. Yeah. We'll bring that down to, 20,000, maybe? Yeah. Such a pretty view. My little flag. And this really is a sort of space plane design, this one here. I mean, it really is just for landing the craft. Doesn't do anything else. Can't land on a runway, per se. Alright. Let's move into our prograde position and descent back to Kerbin. And we'll just rotate us around this way, just for aesthetics, shall we? Beautiful. And there's the DSS off in the distance, which is now travelling significantly faster than us. Yep, and it's gone. And it's gone! Alrighty, well, let's get ready to enter our own atmosphere once we hit about 70,000. 70,000? Yeah, we'll move back to this position, rotate round, just so, you know, looks cool. Actually lined up. Let's get some of these heat shields in action then. Ah, yes, beautiful. So quiet. So this is quite a cool little craft, this one. There are several different modules I have designed to launch the DSS, all using the same sort of base module that gets them there in the first place. This is the only one that's, of course, designed to come back from the DSS. And it's probably really over the top with everything. There's no way it needs anywhere near that amount of batteries. I mean, 1750 electric charge, and we've really used none of it. Although, now looking on second inspection, I don't see any back. Oh, there we go. Is that a solar panel there? That's right. Always have a loose solar panel somewhere on your craft. It's terrible to lose power and not be able to extend your panels due to lack of electricity. That's almost a catch-22. You need the power to open your panels, but you can't get power till you open your panels. It's a really a horrible situation. You never want to be in it. Yeah, so a nice beautiful descent here. Yep, there we go. We've finally changed our position. I believe we're going to start getting some warmth in a moment. Maybe try and move up a bit. Yes. At this kind of speed, it's sort of hard to keep your nose away from your prograde position. It's really not too fast for coming in, but yeah, we wasn't necessarily a high altitude we came in from as a lower Kerbin orbit. And hey, look at that, it's the KSP again. They have a habit of landing near the KSP. Well, we're certainly not going to land near it this time. We're still 50,000 meters in the air. Or we are going to boost right past it. We might even land across the Gulf. Might. I don't think we'll make it to land, though, that's for sure. Well, not to the light. Well, I don't mind a nighttime landing. I mean, it's no skill involved. It's really just parachutes deploy, away we go. Just make sure we're getting both these Kerbins safely home. Let's have a look at what the view is. Hello there. Oh, aren't you pretty? Yeah, looking there in awe, staring as here. We're gonna die, you know. We're all gonna burn up. No, we're not. Unfortunately, this is a very, very tried and tested craft. Hey. Oh, we got something getting a bit hot here. What is that? A battery. Roof battery. We could probably try push off some of that heat. Yeah, easy. There we go. Just spread it away there by lifting our nose up. Getting those heat shields to really take that friction on the heat shields itself. Reduce our aerodynamics as well at this point. Yeah, the RCS helps to keep us in this position. Does look a bit more realistic seeing them come down in this approach. Heat shields certainly taking the full brunt there. But this is an abuse taking craft, this one. As you can see here, it's really got no problem doing this at all. No damage whatsoever. Oh dear, we don't want to flip, we have flipped. Well, that was my own fault for getting a bit overzealous then, but nope, this craft, as I said, it's very tried and tested. Here we go. Rotate ourselves around, and we are safe again. Just like that. I thought we had a problem there for a moment. Certainly a larger, more elaborate craft, such as previous editions, would have been devastated from such a thing like that. Yeah, we could almost do this just to slow ourselves down now. How's that? G-force is quite low, so it's not like we come down too hard or too fast at all. Ah, Mune. We've certainly been there in previous videos. Spread a bit more of that heat away. There we go. Let's get that heat up. We're definitely going down now, that's for certain. And we're going to begin slowing down significantly soon. So, we've left just a single Kerbal up in the space station now. Hopefully he'll be fine manning it by himself. It's kind of permanently manned. A bit like the real ISS. The DSS always at least has one Kerbal in it, and always at least has one plane attached for emergency exit. As you saw before, I had two docked on it. I actually didn't realise that. So sending the third one up and grabbing someone really was a bit overkill. They can send at least another 4 Kerbals back from the DSS. I'll have to send 4 Kerbals to the DSS first to do that. Oh, there we go, we can begin seeing everything again. And we will land just shy. What about our thrusters? Can they do anything at this point to help us? No. No, as I said, they are next to useless, these thrusters. Alright, we're just continuing to freefall now. Alright, as we're going down, let us jettison some stuff. Well, that blew up. Anyway, parachutes up. There we go. And we're beginning to descend quite significantly now. Beautiful. What a lovely shot there. The land, the ocean, the Mune, all sorts. Still coming in very fast. But as you can probably see here, that's not going to be a concern. No sirree, Bob. Also changes the position in which it falls. More of a tail first drop now. Turn off all the SAS, all the rest. And we're going to come down for a nice, safe, slow 7 meter per second descent. Beautiful. And splashdown. We are back on Kerbin after a fantastically successful flight. Well, anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. They're going to start getting a little bit more polished as time goes on. Still waiting on that new graphics card, of course. But anyway, let me know what you thought. What you thought of the DSS, of the Kraken, the turns, the size. I mean, I'm quite impressed. There's at least 16 things docked to it at this stage. I probably won't make it much bigger than that. It's getting a bit hard to really control. Looks as if this thing can double as a boat. Fair enough. Fair enough. Not a very fast boat, mind you, but that's moving anyway. Well, like I always say, until next time.